Hey everyone, and welcome back to my 6-month novel, and today we're going to be talking about the story synopsis. So let's get started. Alright, so I was actually supposed to do this like last week, but because of the convention I went to, A-Fest, I didn't get it recorded, so I'm sorry. But don't worry, I'm here now, and I will teach you about the story synopsis. I have a love-hate relationship with this novel writing project right now. Alright, so what a synopsis is a summarized idea of your story. Or how the Novel Factory puts it, it's a brief summary of the complete plot. So, yeah, basically that's it. See you later. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so how the Novel Factory has it is that you actually do the synopsis twice. You have a short one, and then you have a long one. The short one is about a page long, about 500 words, and it's just a brief overview of everything that you kind of want in your novel. Like, the main events is like, this is what happens, this, that, and that. So I don't know if you could see it, but Annie is in my lap. Yeah, we're gonna ignore her. She wants some loving from me. So anyways, what the Novel Factory has on their website about the short synopsis is that you take everything that you did in the hero's journey, you just, those one-liners, and you expand them a little bit within the short synopsis. And, that's to get your brain going, to get you start thinking about what are the little things that happen between the big events. And then what you do after that is the long synopsis, or how they have it on their website, the extended synopsis. And this is basically taking the short synopsis and expanded it even more. You can have pages of the synopsis. And, it's kind of like taking it step by step, which of course, that's what they're doing. It's building you up to making the huge full novel and to having not just your first draft, but a finalized draft. That's what a lot of plotters do when they're plotting their book. And that's cool. However, I'm weird. So I was trying to do this in the week that I was actually supposed to do it. I just looked at the white blank screen of death for a writer, right? And just couldn't think of anything. I did complete the hero's journey as I described in the previous video, but I don't know, I just couldn't bring myself to start writing huge paragraphs, so I did a different way than they did. And you can decide to do one way or another, or come up with your own way, it's all cool. How I did it was basically how you outline an essay in school. Yeah, those really annoying little outlines where it has one, the main topic, and then underneath it has a subtopic of the main topic. Woo! And then, it keeps going, and then you go back to 2, and da-da-da-da-da, and 3, and da-da-da-da-da. I did that for this. So what I did is when you have your main topic, instead of putting this happens, this main event happens, I just put the chapter, like chapter 1, chapter 2, such and so forth. These aren't the real chapters that will be in the book. They're just, placements. It's where I can divide up what happens in a way that I feel comfortable with for right now. So after writing the chapter headers, underneath I wrote exactly what happens in that chapter, Like in the first one, they go to the party, stuff happens, things boil over, blah 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 blah. Second chapter, Lavanya and Kai are back at the guild hall, because they're hunters, and I want to be original, so they have a guild. Yeah, that's original, right? And so I decided to write as much as possible in each of these little chapters and all that. Not too much, where I can still have wiggle room when I actually write it, because I do love that. I love wiggle room for those random ideas of like, hey, this could happen, this could be really cool. Whether or not the idea sticks, there's still the room, just in case. So I got to chapter 6 before I finally ran out of ideas, and I put it down for like a couple of days. I didn't touch it because there was nothing in my brain. And then one day at work, all these ideas popped into my brain, and I'm like, hey, let's write this down. So on my break, I actually wrote down the entire quote-unquote first draft on this little piece of paper. It's really cool. I love it. And I've been going along more with the outline. And yeah, I was so excited that I actually started writing my first draft. And even though, you know, that's supposed to be like a couple weeks from now, who cares? You write the first draft when you need to write it, need to and want to. Mainly need to. I needed to write then, where I can start getting a feel for the characters. And that's probably why I had the first draft outline, because, you know, the day I wrote it came, like, I think 1 or 2 days after I started writing the first draft. So, made me feel really good, made me feel actually productive, because, you know, I really want to write this novel in 6 months. Duh. That's why I'm doing this, right? And that's it for the story synopsis. You know, it's pretty straightforward. You just take what you've done with the hero's journey and you apply it to either the paragraph forms and, you know, the pages upon pages forms, or you apply it to the outline that I've done, or, you know, I just thought of this, you could apply it to just writing in a notebook. A lot of my ideas that I have for different stories, for different series, for world development, I put them in notebooks and all of that, and you may be way better at this than I am, because I have like tons of notebooks, even though I say, oh yes, this will be the one notebook for this one series. Yeah, that doesn't work at all. But maybe you could apply the outline / paragraph ideas into just writing in a notebook and playing it out like that. There are probably multiple ways to do this, and of course, I can't think of every way, because I found the way that works for me. I challenge you to find out new ways, and if you do, hey, tell me about them, because I would really love to learn more in different awesome ways. And hey, if there's tons of ways that I learned, either from you guys or from me just randomly stumbling upon them now, because that seems to happen a lot with things, I'll probably make a video out of it later. Oh, and one big thing before we go, I finally learned Sexy Vampire Dude's name. Oh my gosh. So, this is a big drum roll. His name is Sadiq. Ooh. So fancy. I picked this name for multiple reasons. One of them mainly being what Sadiq stands for, and, you know, I found different definitions, but one of them I really loved was loyal servant, stuff like that. I really thought were, you know, it just applied to Sexy Vampire Dude. You know, he's not just some idiot that goes around taking off a shirt or something like that in most vampire movies. I mean, novels, not movies. He doesn't sparkle in the sun. He doesn't burst into flames. I'm pretty sure. Do they burst into flames? Nah, I don't think my vampires do. If they do, that's I'll have to think about that. I don't think he bursts into flames though. Maybe other vampires do. It's funny because the name actually came from another character I have in Loading Life. Cassius, Hero's old best friend, was named Sadiq in the first draft. And I didn't, like, I loved the name and I loved the character, but they didn't go together. So he got named Cassius, and I took Sadiq and put it away in a little store for later. Which really makes me mad, because I should have thought about this in the first place. Anyways, I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see you next week. So, Annie and I say goodbye to all. See you later, alligators. Bye. Okay, she doesn't want to do that. See you later, alligators. Bye. The Novel Factory has it on... Seriously, Annie? Seriously, you're such a butt. You're such a butt. You're such a butt.